Now, just a few days ago, I did a very quick review of this wild ring light that I got from B&H for 130 bucks. And in that video, I did a self-portrait of myself that has been universally hated. My wife says it looks like I'm in a Preparation H ad. It looks like I have hemorrhoids and I need some sort of cream. So either I'm really horrible at photography, or I'm just really ugly, or maybe it's the light's fault. Maybe this light is horrible. Today I'm going to try to redeem myself with the beautiful model Crystal. Let's see if I'm actually capable of taking a decent looking image with this light. Okay, so I'm using the exact same gear as the last photo shoot. I'm using the Sony a7 III. I've got the Tamron 24-75 2.8. I'm just gonna be hand holding this. I think I'm gonna be shooting vertical images, so instead of mounting it to this, I'm just gonna hold it in the hole here. Let's flip this on. I've got it set to 5,000 Kelvin. We can color shift this light if we want to, but I think daylight's gonna be good. And I've got this at 50% power. It's very difficult to look directly into this light, isn't it, Crystal? It's like, it will blind you very quickly. So I'm gonna leave it at just 50% power. Now, before I actually get into taking the picture, let me do a few example shots with the different configurations with this light. What makes it so interesting is that you can remove these sticks here. And so I wanna show you what each one of the different configurations looks like. First, in this shot, you can see I've taken a picture with all of the lights attached. In this next shot here, I have removed the bottom two lights. You can see that this is throwing some shadows downward. I like this look because it adds a little bit of shadow under our model's chin and nose. It's a little bit more flattering position of lighting, being that it's coming from slightly up above rather than just all coming forward at the exact same level. On this shot here, I've taken out the side panels as well, so we've just got bunny ears on top. And as you can see, we've exaggerated these shadows even more. Now we're adding more downward cast shadows. I think this looks really cool as well. For this shot, I've removed all of the light wands and we just have this small ring light. As you can tell, it's very harsh light because it's coming from a very small light source. I think all of these images look cool, but when I really start looking with a discerning eye, with the different configurations that you can do, I personally think it looks best when you keep the lights above and on the sides and you remove the ones on the bottom. This is going to create slight directionality, and we're gonna have a little bit more shadow on Crystal's face, you know, under her chin, under her nose. I think it looks a little bit better. All right, I'm gonna try one more thing. Not only can we pull these light sticks off of this, but we can also plug them in and use them independently of this ring light. So let me show you here. This light actually has an AC adapter port right here on the side. And then I can plug either the power cable in right here that we're using to power this light, or I can plug this in right here. And as you can see, now I have this light wand that I can use while it's not attached to this. Let's see what we can come up with. So I've added all of these light extensions back to the ring light except for one. I've then run a wire down here and I'm using this as a hair light from behind Crystal. I'm using as many as I can here because I'm no longer going to be using this as a ring light. I'm not going to be putting my camera through the hole. Instead, I have the light off axis. I'm going to be using the light as a softbox. This is kind of similar to what I did for my horrific self-portrait. So let's see if we can get something a little better. All right, I'm back on the computer. I have two images, but I think I'm only going to edit one. This shot was taken with the light off axis, and you can see we have this nice hair light back here. I think it looks all right. I don't love the chair that I used. I really should have put her on a stool. I mean, this makes her body look much wider than it is. So I'd have to crop past that, and then I'd lose a lot of the interesting things that I like about this image and composition. So I'm gonna scrap that image and go to one of the first images that I took, kind of as a test shot. I love Crystal's expression in this image. I think she looks super hot, and although her hair's a little messy, I think it really works in this image. Some of the other images, it kind of looks like a mistake that I would need to fix in post, but for this shot, I really like the way that it looks as is. So let's do a really quick edit here. Now I'm gonna have to go in and do some minor skin touch-up, but let's see what the AI skin enhancer does. This is supposed to be able to find blemishes and fix them automatically. It's done a surprisingly good job. I mean, there's a few places that I still think we could do manually, but that actually is a little better than I expected. I'm gonna drop it to 50%. Now I'm going to click on Canvas and go down to Erase. This is how we're going to remove the little blemishes on her face that are left over. The last thing I'm going to do is click on Pro and then Dodge and Burn. All right, guys, I think that wraps up this image. What do you think? When you compare it side by side with my self-portrait, I think I still like the portrait of myself a little bit better. I'm kidding. I think Crystal looks a lot better here. So I think I've redeemed myself, right? Well, if you're interested in Luminar, I've put a link in the description. They're running a sale right now if you use the code Fstoppers at checkout. I'm a huge fan of Photoshop. I'm not gonna be giving up Photoshop anytime soon, but for a lot of images, especially portraits, Luminar can do things a lot more easily and automatically, as you saw. So it's definitely worth checking out. All right, guys, I'll see you next time.